don't even know. Can you see all these? Can we see all these? Today I want to talk to you about my favorite guitar pedal ever. I'm very excited for this. Let's make this happen. Hi, my name is Jeff Starr, and this is the Ruthie. The Ruthie is a pedal that I designed. It is a low noise preamp to fuzz guitar pedal that is driven by your playing dynamics. Let me tell you what it does, and if you are interested, you can find out how you can get one too. So it's probably pretty apparent that I really love guitars, I love guitar pedals, and as you can see I have a lot of different guitars here, and I've chosen these guitars because I like their different personalities and characteristics. Some have humbuckers, some are single coils, some have flat wounds, some have round wound strings. I have a baritone guitar, different scale lengths, just different qualities that those instruments bring to the table that I connected with them for some reason. Oftentimes, overdrive pedals can sort of just make them all sound like that overdrive pedal. The Ruthie doesn't do that. Ruthie uses a type of distortion called dynamic companded asymmetric clipping. By adjusting the volume knob on your guitar, you'll be able to get everything from really robust cleans to harmonically rich overdrives. And when really cranked up, you can get some really thick, very gated fuzz effects. Now I'm really hesitant to use this buzzword transparent, but I'm going to use it anyways. Because of the transparent design, Ruthie's going to respond actually very differently depending on the type of guitar you plug into it. I'm going to demonstrate that. So everything's going to go into a Dr. Z 1x12. This is the Z Plus amp by Dr. Z. Really love it. It's being recorded with an SM57. I'll let you hear each guitar with the Ruthie turned off, and then again with the Ruthie on. But I'll have the volume knob on the guitar around 7. I'll then increase the volume, and what you'll hear is how each guitar's character influences how the Ruthie overdrives. I'm going to play sort of similar riffs throughout this video, and that's just because I want to provide sort of a baseline as you hear different guitars, and so you can hear how the guitar influences how the Ruthie reacts. And also, I'm not going to say that I'm some master guitar shredder extraordinaire who's going to blow you away just with my playing. This is obviously about the pedal. Just know that if you're going, oh, why am I hearing a bunch of jam, blues, rock riffs? You know, it is what it is. Okay. I have the Les Paul. I'm on the neck pickup right now into the Dr. Z. That volume is off, so we'll turn up the volume here. Now I'm going to activate the Ruthie pedal, and I will roll the volume back up until we hit sort of what would be about a unity level. Now, as I turn up the volume knob, Ruthie will overdrive more, and you can sort of start to hear that. Let's try the next guitar. All right, so Stratocaster. the Ruthie really preserves the different sort of characteristics of the 5-way selector switch. This is a 335 copy, or 335 style guitar. It's made by Ibanez. Well, not too expensive or anything. I wanted to show one specific thing with this. I have the volume for the bridge around 4, and the neck is up all the way. What I want to do is show how that translates when the Ruthie is active. So once again, here's the bridge now. So it's louder, a little bit brighter, but not particularly more overdriven sounding. And now the neck. So that's one of the things I really love about that additional dynamic range that you get from this pedal. All right, this is the Reverend AirSonic. I really love this guitar quite a bit. I have a whole video about it, but that's for another time. One thing you'll notice though about this guitar is it has a very broad and deep frequency range, because Reverend includes what's called a bass contour knob, which allows you to cut low-end frequencies. That though changes a lot how the Ruthie will behave. So here's Ruthie is not active. All controls are up, and we're on both pickups. I'll now activate Ruthie. Now I will turn up the volume knob to sort of hit a unity level. As I continue to go though, these pickups with their broad, deep frequencies will really cause the Ruthie to begin to sort of collapse on itself in a really, I think, pleasing way. Now, this guitar, you could reduce the bass a little bit, and you'll see that that actually sort of goes away. Now, I show this because it really helps to illustrate how your guitar and the sound of your guitar, its natural characteristics, will change how the pedal reacts and behaves. Now, with the bass all the way back up and the volume rolled down, of course, you still get those clean sounds that you would have had before. Now, the Mittens control on here, which is sort of like a tone control, will allow you to do similar to this, and take out those bass frequencies, of course, if your guitar doesn't have this. I call this the mittens control. And that's because my mom, her name is Ruth, my mom is always saying, hey, it's cold. Make sure you have your mittens, right? Oh, it's gonna rain. I see it's gonna rain in the city. Are you guys getting are you getting snow, right? And so we tease my mom that she's always saying, oh, make sure you have your mittens. So what this does is it controls how your guitar's signal enters and then interacts with the pedal. Maximum bass means more of your guitar's low frequencies can flow into the transistors that produce the fuzz. All right, so now I've got my baritone guitar. I really love this guitar quite a bit. As you heard in the AirSonic, that guitar's pickups have a lot of low frequencies that come through, and that pushes the overdrive in the Ruthie in a very unique way, but you might want to have a little bit of control over that. The mittens knob that I keep mentioning, I have dialed out most of the low end. It's not as far as it goes. You could go a little more drastic, but I've taken it most of the way there. You'll hear that that allows me to still play an instrument like this and have it react more in a traditional overdrive way. So here's the baritone by itself. The pedal is not active. I will now activate the Ruthie pedal, and we'll take it from there. All right, so let's find our unity gain. You can already sort of get the sense of the touch sensitivity, because I'm playing a finger style, just how that might influence the notes to drive a little harder, depending on how hard I'm picking. So I've got the volume up all the way now. So just out of curiosity, I wanted to see maybe how loud it was in here. My watch was registering about 98 decibels, but this amp can certainly get louder than that. But just to give you a sense. So now the question is, what happens if I do turn up the mittens knob and allow all of the bass into the pedal? So let's give that a listen. I'm going to just go to maximum. Obviously, there's shades in between. It is a knob. It has a really nice taper. Finding that taper was something I was really specific about. And that knob was a lot of work. But okay, so I'm going to turn up the bass all the way just so you can hear what that would be like with something like this baritone guitar. Okay, so bass is up all the way. So hopefully what you've gotten from hearing all these different guitars is that the Ruthie allows you to be a lot more dynamic, not just in volume though, but in the expression of gain or overdrive and clipping. And depending on the style of pickups in your guitar, whether they're humbuckers or single coils, or they're darker, or they're brighter, or they're low or high output, and even the types of strings you're using, it will really impact how the Ruthie is sounding. That is the main key takeaway, right? Is that I have a bunch of different guitars. They all have different sounds. I love the way they sound. But sometimes you want more of the thing you love. And Ruthie should be more of that thing you love. The Ruthie can operate on both a 9-volt battery or on a 2.5 center positive DC power supply. For what is essentially a cranked fuzz pedal, it's super quiet. Each Ruthie, as you can probably see, is uniquely painted, signed, and dated by me. This is my personal one, so this one you don't get, but I'll never make the same painting twice. So there's a lot of competition in the fuzz pedal marketplace. That's no surprise, it's no secret, right? So I wanted to make sure that I was giving you something that was something else, something different, something beyond just a great pedal. So when you purchase a Ruthie, you're getting days of my life that went into making just the painting alone. And so my life has been put into these physical objects. You'll be able to see the texture of the paint and other little happy accidents that tell the story of each pedal's creation. And now I've got nothing against mass-produced pedals, but I'm not able to bring that to you. That's not what I'm doing. When you get one of these, you get an honest, handmade, one-of-a-kind piece of art. I'm going to say it. I'm going to use the big capital A art. I'm going to be pompous that way.
Would you just shut up?
And you know, as someone who loves to collect guitar pedals, of which you can probably see some behind me, somewhere over here, right? And so each painting provides a level of rarity, because I'm never going to make the same painting twice. Each one's unique. And so that's sort of playing into that collectible game. So if you see one you like, you better buy it, because there won't be a second one that looks like that. While the painting on each Ruthie is unique, the internals are very consistent. Ruthie utilizes carefully selected PNP transistors, and I spent over a year focused on the specific values in transistors that really matter to the tone. I did a ton of A/B testing with through-hole and SMD components, and then obsessing over the frequencies of their noise that they generated when they were run at loud volumes. I build and solder everything myself, and then each pedal goes through extensive testing because I want everything to sound perfect. That consistency of what you're going to get is really important to me, because if they're going to look different, they all better sound the same. So here's an early prototype. This one's seen some better days. As this pedal evolved over the couple years I worked on it, one of the things I decided to do was to actually remove the stomp switch. There's a couple of reasons for this. The first one is it gave me a nice, big, flat, open canvas where I could put more artwork. But the other reason is that after I used this pedal for months and months and months in different prototype builds, I never wanted to turn it off. Because the Ruthie is so transparent and so touch sensitive, and because it cleans up so well when you turn your volume knob down, it is like turning the pedal off. So I didn't ever feel the need to have it as a stomp switch, because that's not the whole idea. The idea is to let you have that touch sensitivity. Now that that foot switch is removed, well, what if you want to turn the pedal off? Well, there is a toggle switch here that is true bypass. So if you do want the pedal off, you can bypass it completely. I'll turn it off, and then I'll go oh wait, I'm at 10 on my volume knob. That's all I've got now? Wait, I want 11 and 12 and 13 and 14. I'm turning this back on. So why give you the stomp switch if I want you to use the volume knob, right? But like I said, if you want to turn it off, there is a switch, true bypass, you're good to go. But I think you're going to leave it on. Thank you so much for watching. There are links to purchase below. These are on sale now. And if you want to get on a mailing list for each time I do a batch of these, because I don't know, maybe this in the future, they're all sold out, I don't know, let's fingers crossed, then go over to my website. There's a mailing list you can sign up for, and you will get advance notice every time I do launch a batch of the Ruthie pedals. I'm so proud of this pedal. I named it after my mom, so it's got to be good, right? Like, don't want to disappoint mom, right? That's it. Life is short. Go make something.